Good afternoon, everyone. I hope all is well. The topic I want to talk about today, again, is the kids walking out of classes to walk out in the streets and protest for the gun ban. No, I'm not going to talk about guns again. One thing that really brought it home to me is one of my friends on Facebook posted a post that it said, this is what happens when you don't spank your kid when they need to get spanking. And it showed this irate little girl literally hitting and punching her mother, throwing stuff at her mother. And her mom just kept telling her, oh, stop it, honey, oh, you can do it, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Some kids may react to the consequence of getting a timeout, getting something taken away from them, getting grounded. I was raised to where, you got something taken away, but if you didn't learn your lesson, you got spanked. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you by any means to go out and beat your kids. Do not beat your kids. Because guess what? You beat your kids, I'd like you to come see me. You can beat on a helpless little kid. Why don't you come talk to me? See what you can do. That's nor here nor there, though. The topic that I'm wanting to talk about is, these kids walking out of class. Are there going to be consequences? Are they going to get credit taken off for, skipping class? When I was in school, I don't know if these were college kids, I think they were. But if I was in school, or when I was in school, you skipped class, there was consequences. And honestly, I think this is what leads to, I'm not saying it's the only reason, don't get me wrong. One of the reasons why these mass shootings and, the way that society is today is because we're not teaching the kids that there are consequences. We're not teaching them the consequence. When these kids get older and they get jobs, say there's an issue they want to protest, are they just going to get up and walk out again? Who knows? I would say they're probably going to, because guess what? They probably wasn't protesting, showed up the next day, nothing was said. I know I work in a coal mine. I know it's a completely different world than some of these college kids are ever going to see. Some of these college kids are going to get office jobs. Don't get me wrong, there's going to be some of them that, graduate with honors that may not go anywhere. I hope they do go somewhere in their lives. I hope everybody gets what they want. But if I was to walk out of the coal mine because I wanted to go and protest something I didn't like, I probably wouldn't have a job the next day. I'm not saying kick these kids out of class or school or anything like that, but there has to be some kind of consequence. I understand it's their right to protest. I am not telling them not to protest, but to walk out of class to protest something that you do not agree with. And the funny part about it is too, is, you say something to one of these people that are protesting, they're going to look at you and they're going to say, well, that's my right. That's one of my rights by the Constitution and Bill of Rights. I can protest. You can't stop me. Well, what's funny is what you're protesting is also in the Bill of Rights, also in the Constitution. Our right to bear arms. But like I said, I'm not here to preach on gun bans anymore. I already said what I needed to say about that. What I'm here for today is, we got to show these kids that there are consequences, different kinds of consequences. Timeout, grounding, taking something away from the kid. Yeah, that works for some kids. But guess what? Some kids it don't. The punishment might need to be more severe. Not saying that it has to be, but sometimes it may need to be. Well, that's all I have to say right now. Hope all is well. I hope you have a wonderful day.